Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Empowered Youth. If you like what you have been hearing, you can always follow me on the app you are listening to, and you can follow me on my Instagram account, which I mentioned in my trailer. But anyways, I just wanted to mention before we get started, I got a little microphone that goes under my shirt, so I hope the sound quality is good. But in this episode, I'll be talking about our supernatural God in the internet. Our God has done many great things to me into this country. But first I want to get started about how when we first moved to Virginia, we went to a fall retreat at the camp in Dublin. In Dublin, Virginia, there's a little campground down there. And they had a fall retreat for us to go to. And our church went there. It was great. It only lasted 3 days, which it's not a camp. It's not a camp. That wasn't a camp. It was a fall retreat. We stayed there for 3 days. But anyways, on that first night we went to the fall retreat. They talked about picking up our mantle, about picking up what our ancestors and what our family before us laid down for us to pick back up. They also talked about how we can use that mantle they laid down and how God can use us. But after the service, we had an altar call. And I was like, Lord, what mantle do you have for me to pick up? And I got to praying. And I was like, Lord, what mantle do you want me to pick up? What do you want me to do that will honor you? And it was that one moment. It sounded like everything just kind of got quiet. I'm sure it wasn't quiet, but it felt like everything just went quiet. All the background noises went quiet. Everything went quiet. But then, that's when God told me, go minister. And how I knew that was God is because I just felt something on me that was like, it's God. And I did break down in tears, which also kind of led me to thinking it was God, because I didn't think that, I was like, no way I would have just broke down and cried then. So I think it was a holy moment with the Lord. That's one supernatural encounter I've had with the Lord, but there's more. But anyways, another supernatural event that happened with me and the Lord is how recently we went back to the same campgrounds and actually went there for camp. But anyways, so that week the Spirit was moving, and every night we had church. We could feel the Lord moving. But the Lord was present in every service. I just felt it. But it was also altar call when I was slain in the Spirit. and remember, before I say anything else, I just want to point out that this is all God. This is nothing I did. And if you do not believe in being slain in the Spirit, if you think it's fake, I can tell you right now, it is real. And I've never really been skeptical about it, but I feel like some people I am around they may feel skeptical about it. So for the ones that feel skeptical about people being slain in the Spirit, I can confirm it is real. But anyways, that night I was slain in the Spirit, and I think when I was slain in the Spirit was a way of God anointing my body. That, or it was just a way to get me to listen to His voice and to get me quiet and to listen. Again, as I said, that happened at the fall retreat. It felt like everything went quiet in the background again. That happened to me also at the fall retreat. Everything went quiet, like I said. But everything went quiet that night. Like the background noise. The background noise had went quiet again. But our state bishop was talking to me in the background, and I was listening to what he was saying. But my friend and people that go to church with me went there also, and one of them even said that it sounded like you were breathing very heavy. And I was like, I was not breathing hard. I was like, it didn't feel like I was breathing hard. And he said, you were. I feel like to people, it sounds like we are like heavy. Like, it sounds like when you're working out and you're trying to lift something heavy to work out, you pant. I feel like to other people, when they aren't really in the Spirit, that you are breathing really hard. But when it's happening to you, I feel like because you are in God's presence, He gives you peace, and you aren't breathing heavy. But there's a bunch of things that went on. We stayed there for the other two camps, which were the junior camps and the littler kids camp, to help out. But anyways, I was praying at the junior camp, which is like the age right below us, so probably 8 to 12. I was praying for somebody, right before altar call, I seen this little boy. He was listening to the music, but he was kind of slumped over. And it felt like his body was highlighted. I couldn't see a light shining from him. I mean, I could kind of see, like, it felt like God was trying to get my attention towards him, because even though it didn't look like his body was highlighted, I felt like God was trying to draw my attention toward that kid. So after when it was altar call, I walked over to that boy, and I said, "Can I pray for you real quick?" And he said, "Sure." And I was like, Can I put my hand on you? Could I place my hand on your shoulder?" And he said, "Sure." So I prayed for him. And then after I got done praying for him, I was like, is there anything that is going on in your life? And I said, you can trust me. I won't tell anybody. And I'm not going to tell anybody. Because I specifically said I wouldn't. So he told me what was going wrong. And I was almost about to break down in tears. Because God, I felt like I was following God's direction, and I felt like what had happened in his life needed to be prayed for. And yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of kids that go to that camp have struggles in their life. But I feel like this boy's life was specifically needing prayer for. And I hope after I prayed for him and when he went home, I hope it got better. But anyways, so I was like, it almost made me want to break down and cry because of how serious it was. And let me just say this, he did not get beat. It was nothing like that. He was not harmed or anything like that. Just if your mom was going like, I hope he didn't get hurt or anything at home. No. For the ones that were thinking that, that was not the case. But, it touched me. And now I have a soft heart. And I do cry. I cry. But that felt like a God moment. And anyways, I got done praying for him that second time because I specifically knew what to pray for. But anyways, I was like, would you like to feel this? And I explained what may happen to the little boy. I explained what may happen to him, which I explained that he may fall out in the spirit, that he may go slain in the spirit. I explained that he may start speaking in tongues if he feels that God had given him the gift. Now, let me just rephrase that. You cannot personally speak in tongues. It has to be through the will of the Father to be able to speak in tongues. But I said, if you want to be filled with the Spirit, God, I'm sure, would fill you with the Spirit. If you want your cup to be filled and overflowing, I'm sure God would do it. But anyways, I prayed for him, and I prayed that he would be filled in the Spirit and possibly even slain in the Spirit because that's what he wanted. But then I got to praying for him. And then the sudden falling, he fell back into my arms. And I gently laid him down. And I kept praying for him. And I explained again what was going on. I explained that same thing I explained to him before. I explained to him what was going on. And that was perfectly natural. And that he was safe. And that it will not harm him. And that God does not harm people. And that he should be feeling peace if it's true that he did fall out. But anyways, I feel like the Lord anointed me when I fell out. And I feel like because that night I kept praying for people, and through the Lord's will, they fell out in the Spirit. But let me just say this one last time. it was not me that was making them fall slain in the spirit. It was all God. We as humans do not have the power to fall slain in the spirit or to speak in tongues. It's got to be through the will of the Father that you fall slain in the spirit, that you speak in tongues, that you have the gift of laughter, and that you have all the gifts of the Spirit. But one thing that I do need to point out is that if you are wanting to become, or if you are wanting to have the gifts of the Spirit, you have to believe that it will happen. While that was amazing, while that was an amazing spirit, while that was an amazing time, there was also another huge event that happened in 2023 in Wilmore, Kentucky. In Wilmore, Kentucky, during the year of 2023, there was a revival at Asbury University. It started on February 8, 2023 and lasted for 16 days. And at the peak of the revival, there was an attendance of 50,000 to 70,000 people. I know that must be ground shaking good. And I want that same thing to happen again. And I am glad to say that God is good and that He has done several small revivals. But we need to pray for more huge revivals like this. But instead of being just on the campus, that it will spread through this earth. Which means not just in our nation that we have a revival. Not just a nation revival, but all nations. I want to be able to feel His presence from India to the Himalayas. I want a worldwide revival where only God has His way. But moving on to internet addictions and getting stuck into this harsh world. Internet can suck you in to its ways. But this next point is about getting addicted to the internet. The internet has been around for a good bit. And now there's all these different things that you can find on there. I mean, there's Google, there's Netflix, there's Disney Plus, there's Spotify, there's YouTube. I mean, there's all these different apps you can go on to watch things or to look things up. I mean, there's so much you could go through and look at. Some things may be a tempting thing to look at. But are the things you watch godly? Are you getting too addicted to the internet? This is a rhetorical question that you could even answer in your mind. Or you could pause the podcast right now and go look it up. How many hours do you spend on your phone every day? If you want to look it up, you can go to settings. I don't know how else to get there. You may have to look it up. But you can go look up how many hours a day or even how many minutes a day you spend on your phone and how many minutes or hours you spend on a specific app. Being on your phone too long can be addicting, because there's all these different things you can get on to watch and binge watch, maybe even doom scroll through on TikTok or Instagram. But thing is that when you go through all that, it gets sucked into your brain. And whatever you watch will come out of your mouth. Whatever you hear, whatever your ears hear, will come out. The reason is because you're getting used to those words. And sometimes you're so used to it, and you're so addicted to that stuff. If you hear it over and over again, your ears will conform to those words, those ugly words, those demonic words, those curse words. Your ears will be in sync with those words and think that's all right to listen to. Your ears will completely go over those words and not even be fazed by it. That's what an addiction could cause. It could cause conformity. Not only your ears conforming to those words, but because your mind and your body wants to conform to the world. You see all these people doing TikTok trends and Instagram trends, which is also conforming to it. Really, the only way you could see those trends and know how to do them is if you watch them over and over and over again. You have to practice that stuff, which could also cause addiction. That could also be caused by addiction. You're being sucked into it. You are starting to conform to those trends. I mean, it's trendy. Those TikTok dances are trendy. And people are wanting to do it, which is called conforming to this world. We cannot conform to this world. If we conform to it, we won't be like Jesus. We will be like the world. And I know this is getting off track, but if we keep doing that, that will show our worldly desires. That will be our worldly desires. So, would you rather have the desires of Jesus and spreading the gospel? Let's make that a trend. Let's make spreading the gospel a new TikTok trend. I would love that. A new TikTok trend. How many people a day could you spread the gospel to? How many people a day could you get to come to your church? That would be the perfect TikTok trend. I mean, if someone is inspired by that idea, then go ahead and do it. I don't have to be the one to start it. I mean, I would love to be the one to start it, but if someone can do it quicker than I can, then do it. It's not a race to see who has more people that come to their church that they got to come to their church. It's the amount of people being able to get into heaven. You can go all day saying and bragging on yourself about, hey, I just got somebody coming to our church. Hey, I did that. No, God did that. God used you. God allowed that to happen. It's not even a race to see how much people. I mean, if that's what motivates you, then go try to see how much people you can get. But do it because Jesus did it. But anyways, back on the topic. We get sucked into all the internet stuff, which leads to watching things we shouldn't. Which that exactly is my next point. There's all these different websites you can get on, and some of them being very bad and very demonic. And you probably know what websites I'm talking about. And if you don't, then just think of like bad websites, like just any bad websites. Get off of them. Let's just think about this. If Jesus had internet back then, would he be watching or looking at the things you're looking at? Would he be saying the things you are saying right now? Would Jesus be proud that I am watching this or looking at this? Start thinking about that. Make sure what you are watching is pure, is holy, does not disrespect God. I know there's YouTube. People are starting to cuss all over YouTube. It's hard now to find videos on YouTube or even shows on Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus that don't have swearing in it. Which is sad because it shows that our world is going down in a handbasket. That our world is getting worse by the minute. Our world is getting impure by the second. We need to make sure what we are watching glorifies God. And what's even crazy is how if you didn't know, there's a version of YouTube made specifically for kids. It has all these kids videos on it and even learning videos on it. But I've recalled hearing a few very small amount of videos that have said swear words and that don't glorify God. Which I think that's very bad, and I think it's very disgusting how our world is doing that. Because I know if this world was really pure, that wouldn't be on there. No bad websites or even apps will be on your phone if this world was pure. Which I think it's very disgusting how they think they can put swearing videos and ungodly videos on a kid's app. Which that's showing that kids, tiny kids, can get sucked into that stuff too. Now you have to watch what your kids are watching because you can't trust anybody now. I mean, a while back ago, there was this, I don't know what you would call it. It was like a little character going across apps called Momo. M-O-M-O. Momo. I mean, it is very creepy. It was telling kids to do harmful things to themselves. One time, even kids have recalled it saying, to eat a Tide Pod, or it would come and make you dead. That is sick. Which the character wasn't even real. But just to think that someone created that ticks me off. That makes me mad. Like, why would they be doing that? That's why you have to watch and make sure whatever your kids are watching are okay. And whatever that Momo thing was, it was called the Momo Challenge. The character is really creepy. Really creepy. And it was daring kids to do things that could harm them and threatening to unalive them. And the reason I'm saying make them dead or unalive them is because I don't want to get taken off of whatever app you're listening to. But if I wasn't on any of the apps I was listening to or just talking to you in person, then I would say the real word. But I did not want to get taken off because I'm here to spread the gospel, not get taken off of websites. So, that's why I'm saying it. And no, I'm not trying to be like, I'm saying this because it's a cool new word I found. No, it's just me trying not to get banned or taken off of this website that you're listening on. But I know this podcast is going on a little bit longer, but I'm almost finished. But anyways, to think that someone would actually do that and create that character makes me mad. Because I know before there was like Satan actually destroying things, and when this world was actually pure, there wouldn't have been anything like that if this world was still pure and holy. That's why we gotta make sure our minds are on Jesus only. That's why we need to make sure that we aren't watching ungodly things and stuff like that. But anyways, I have a couple of links that will send you to a website to help you get out of any internet addiction you have. And some people will say, this is too funny that I listed a link that helps people get out of an addiction of the internet. But internet addiction is a real problem and needs to be handled. So I listed the link in my bio for you, and also there's another link that I have added that will help you know more about our supernatural God, and that will help you understand what all the things I've mentioned that happened to me, and all the things that could happen, like how I fell out slain in the spirit. It should, if not, it should mention being slain in the spirit, that website that I have put in the link, or the link that I put in my bio. One of them should talk about me, or not me specifically, but should talk about being slain in the spirit and some of the gifts you could get from the Holy Spirit. So I list a link to about addictions of the internet and also our supernatural God. But anyways, even if you don't struggle with being on the internet too much, you can still look at it and maybe even share it with people who do need it. But anyways, thank you for listening, and if you want to follow me, you can, which will allow you to get updated when I post more podcasts. And don't forget to look at my trailer to find out my Instagram account. Anyways, I hope to see you here next time. Eli out. Peace.